Alright, cool. Oh, I'm live. Hello. Good morning. All right, Dave, are you ready for the countdown? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, this is Turtles 3. I'm gonna try and beat it without dying, which is probably not going to happen, but I'll do my best. Luckily, you can do this attack here, which flips enemies over your head and kills them immediately. I'm also going to be abusing the special a bunch, but it drains your health. But there's a couple levels where I'll just be spamming that anyway. The special attack also can't kill you. This commentary is probably not going to be great because I'm already scared. Disaster point is basically all over the place. Basically, anytime you see me with 1 HP, it's pretty scary. Probably the first really scary point is the first Shredder fight, which isn't until level 6. Luckily, this level's pretty easy. I take it easy on doing too many specials, specifically for this part, because these guys can come out kind of weird. But if I have life, I can just stand there and camp them. Alright, for Rocksteady, I just stand on the spot and then just kind of wail on him. And he's dead. My main goal was to not die to Rocksteady, so we're doing pretty good. This stage is like half auto-scroller, half just killing dudes. And then we move on to a more proper level as a boss. But there's like no chance of me dying here. Killing dudes creates a bunch of lag, but it's fun. In the normal any percent speedrun, you would die here on purpose because there's a huge lag spike coming with all these little electrical drones that are going to be on screen. But obviously I can't do that because I'm trying to not die at all. I'm also playing on the US version, which has a little bit more lag than the Japanese version does. Alright, this guy's gonna be stupid. Raph is the only turtle who can't kill them in one special. This section kind of sucks as Raph, but I'll try not get hit like more than 20 times. Whoops. Well, there's one. I don't actually know why it has more lag. Alright, for the last section here, I can just basically spam. There's a couple dangerous things, but I'll just try and not play stupid. Whoa. Alright, here's Ground Chuck. Nothing really notable about him. If you're playing with Don or Leo, you can kill him before he grabs the pipe here, but Raph just can't do enough damage fast enough. Killing him by the door saves a little bit of time because I don't have to walk all the way over. I'm going to be a lot more aggressive in this level. There's a pizza halfway through, and just there aren't too many things that are particularly dangerous. Here we have the first instances of the rock soldiers, and they're really annoying because if you're too close to the side of the screen where they're spawning, they just won't spawn. So you have to be more in the middle. Yeah, you can just camp this level pretty hard. Oh. I usually try and have a little bit of life for these guys because they can be kind of weird. They gave me a good pattern there, though. Alright, hopefully Slash is friendly. He can do some weird stuff, but I shouldn't die here. Alright, he jumped around a little bit, which wastes some time, but that's fine. I had a couple of times in practice where he just randomly moved down like a ton and just slapped me and I died. Alright, here comes Bebop. He's pretty free. I'll just keep trying to throw his little ball thing at me. I can just hit him. I just have to make sure to not go too early before he throws the ball and then get hit. Alright, level 4 is where it gets a lot scarier. I'm going to be using my special a lot here, so I'll be on 1 life for most of it. But there's only a couple of really scary spots. These guys you can just grab right as they spawn, but I missed. But you can do it though. Alright, here we go. 1 health. This guy you can just grab right as he spawns. These guys are pretty scary. Alright, that's good. Getting the first 2 to group up is really good. They shoot a projectile that lingers on screen, and in one of my runs for practice that I was doing, I thought it was gone, but then I jump kicked into it and died. Alright, these guys are fun. They go off screen and then jump back at you. Mostly I'm just trying to avoid getting jump kicked. So I'm trying to approach a lot of the enemies like from diagonals, so that I'm not on the same plane as them as I approach. because I don't want to be in midair specialing and then land as they're jump kicking. I also walked into one of those barrels in one of my practice runs. There's some rock soldier guys that are right here. They're really scary. When they swing, their hitbox is enormous. So I'm going to play a little safe. That was fine. Alright, we're going to the subway. There's not too much scary here, except the boss. Normally I do something a little faster there, where you can skip the guy kicking over, but I'm not going to risk it on a deathless run. My goal with this boss is just to keep him away from the edge of the screen, because if he gets towards the edge, then he'll retaliate with a swing of his pickaxe. But I can kind of just keep him juggled in the middle. Ooh. Not today. $139 is pretty fast. Alright, I'm gonna be pretty aggressive in this level too. Nice. These guys are pretty annoying, but I basically just stand in the center here and they'll try and kamikaze you. Yeah, not too many scary things so far, and I have a bunch of life, so. But I'm about to lose it all on the mini boss. If you do this attack on these guys, they're worth more points. You get 1,000 instead of whatever it is regularly. I stand on this rock and just special a bunch of times. He should start shooting guys out, and I can just wait until he shoots one out and attack. He's pretty easy. And there's a little bit of stage left until the boss. I'll get a pizza before the boss, but I drain my life so quickly before him that it kind of doesn't matter. I don't think it was like that in Turtles 2. think that's just in this game. Alright, Leatherhead is usually really terrible when you play casually, but I think I rarely die to him nowadays, because you can kind of keep him in place pretty easily. But I have to still be aware, because he can suddenly slide up onto my plane. But these first couple of hits, I'm just gonna not really care. He doesn't really start doing his tailspin attack for a little while, but he's doing it now. I'm also trying to keep him away from the edge of the screen. Ooh, see, he shifted down there. He's trying to get me. Yeah, not too bad. Alright. This level's really scary. Mostly Shredder, but let's see if we can get to him first. There's a pizza pretty soon, so I can also be aggressive here. Yeah, that guy came out and shot me immediately. That's exactly why I like having a little bit of life there. You just kill these guys as they come out. Alright, here's the pizza. You have like a giant 7-frame window to walk between those guys. These things are pretty awful if you don't kill them immediately, but you can just special and hit them right as they break apart. If you miss though, it's awful. They just fly around everywhere. Waste a bunch of time. Getting all three of those guys is nice. The bottom guy usually likes to splinter off. We're just camping some enemies before this conveyor belt section coming up. This section, I like to have a little bit of health. It's pretty easy, but if you have one life and you're one hit away, these lasers just suddenly become the most terrifying thing in the game. So I like to have some life here. I try and kill them, the first guy, as soon as they spawn, because if they're both on screen, it causes a bunch of lag. Alright, we have 2 bosses coming up. We get to fight Razar, who should be free, because both of his patterns that he gets into just make him really easy to hit. But I've died to him before. This is what I want him to do because it's faster. Alright, this is probably the boss I'm most scared of, because he can be weird, and hopefully he doesn't kick me immediately. Well, he kicked me immediately. Damn. It's pretty rare for him to kick that aggressively of an angle. So that sucks. Well, I'm glad I made it at least here. No, this isn't the final boss. There's still 2 stages after this. Yeah, mostly just sucks we didn't get to see the end. If I had beaten him, I don't think I lost any of my practice runs to the next stage. Maybe once. And then the final level is just so stressful. I think it would have been fun to watch. And usually if I can get to the last level, I can get to Krang at least. But yeah, it's really hard to avoid not dying in this game. And I think I did 40 runs and finished 4 of them. So I only had a 10% chance of seeing it through. And yeah, I probably lost the most runs to this guy because he sucks. But yeah, I guess that's all I got because I died. Is the next run ready? Yeah. And the any percent, you use Leo. And he's kind of staying here, and yeah, he can still be a jerk. Alright, I guess let me know. I mean, I can keep playing, I guess. It just feels kind of lame because I died. He's ready? Okay. Yeah, fuck Shredder. Thanks for watching. Sorry I couldn't show more of the game, but super, super hard. I expected to die, so not surprising.